Lovering's been destroyed. Oh, shit. They moved fast. Oh, shit. Okay. Going to camp. Away.
Now that we're back at the camp, I want to talk about what happened at Redcliffe.
You were kind of there. You saw what happened. I don't want to discuss it right now. I think very well, don't you? No, what's on your mind?
I just wanted to thank you. You went out of your way to save the Isle's family, and you did it. Even though it would have been easier not to. There's been so much death and destruction. Well, it makes me feel good that at least we were able to save something. No matter how small. I owe the Isle that much.
If we can stop the blights, we'll save much more. You wanted to stop me to say this? Yeah, you're welcome.
Good. Now that the warm, fuzzy part of the day is over with, we can get back to the ritual dismemberments. Oh wait, it's not Tuesday, is it?
That's one way of putting it, Alistair. I have gifts for people. How do I give gifts? I can't remember how to give gifts. Also, who wants stuff? Actually, where's Wynn? She doesn't have gloves. She can have that then. Okay, well, who wants stuff? I want stuff. I need to... Loki! Hey, I have that, darling. Right, Black Grimoire. Gift it to Morrigan.
You found Flemeth's grimoire? Ever since we discovered the condition of the Mage's Tower, I had wondered if it might be recoverable, but I had yet to speak of it to you. How fortunate that you found it on your own. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
What do you hope to do with it?
Secrets. My mother has many of them, and this tome represents the one time that they were able to get away from her. I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
You're welcome. Oh, geez, that is one hell of an approval. Plus 12. I'm going to lose that very quickly with her, I reckon. Okay, what else have we got? That's crafting. Other. Small gold bar. Gifts can be sold to a merchant or given to some of these are like sun blonde to vinta brewed for a very distinct clientele and strong enough to fluster a tranquil. Oh. An almost weightless spirit best served with a Alistair Smuggler's amulet. Here you go.
This is my mother's amulet. It has to be. But why isn't it broken? Where did you find it?
I found it in Redcliffe Castle in a study.
Oh, the Arl study? Back when Arleman told me I was being sent to the Chantry, I took my mother's amulet, the only thing I ever had of hers, and shattered it against the wall. I was so angry. So he must have found it and had it repaired. Why would he do that?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's yours. Maybe he meant to give it back to you. Perhaps you mean more to him than you think. Thank you would be nice. Perhaps you mean more to him than you think.
I guess you could be right. We never really talked that much. And then the way I left. Thank you. I mean it. I thought I'd lost this to my own stupidity. I'll need to talk to him about this if he recovers from his... When he recovers, that is. I wish I'd had this a long time ago. Anyhow, let's go. And thanks again.
You're welcome, Loki. You were barking a good one there.
Your dog is filthy.
Excuse me?
I can smell him 50 yards off.
I'm sure you're exaggerating.
That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him.
Oh, wait. Can't you just wait for stuff and make him clean? Can't you just not smell him? He's a warhound, not some pampered and powdered lapdog. Go ahead, he is getting a little rank. You got it to work, Willix? Awesome. Can't you just not smell him? Not some pampered and powdered lapdog. Nope, go ahead, he's getting a little rank.
Excellent. I will get my soaps, and the dog shall have his bath after supper.
I'm sorry, Loki. We spoke to Alice. Did we speak to Alice? Yes, we more or less did. Loki's spoken to. Leliana. Win! Emissary Heather? Who the heck are you?
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry.
They sent me a tranquil. Do you need anything?
There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
Morrigan, I'm gonna talk to you for a little bit.
What do you wish of me?
Just to say hi. I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
Can you teach others to become shape changers? Did you grow up in the Kakaria Wise? Didn't I ask her this already? Is Flemeth really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
A powerful Malefica?
You mean, is she truly the Flemeth of legend and story? Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Ah, I see. That does explain much. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
Yes, please. That sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful. A fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Just how long ago is this?
Many centuries, before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the Dreadlord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
He sold his wife to another man. Wow! Voice actors in this, killing it? Absolutely. But generally, the person who plays Morrigan, I've forgotten her bloody name as much as I love her. I just love any character that she bloody plays, because it sounds amazing. He sold his wife to another man? Flemeth must have been angry.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
Wasn't she now married to a wealthier man? But she truly loved Osen.
That was not the point. Conabar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Which she never invaded, or he never defeated her?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
Yeah, how exactly is it she survived this so long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
The legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Why would she refuse to speak to them? Do you believe her version? Yeah, why would she refuse to speak with them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
You're assuming that we would let her. Aren't abominations usually insane horrors? Wait, do you believe her version?
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has coloured her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
Aren't abominations usually horrors? Yes, aren't they
How
horrors?
often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect, even to her.
That all sounds like hogwash. No, an interesting story. Thank you, Morrigan.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
My mother died recently. In fact, there is nothing really to say about. I love her. What else do we want? Keep your curiosity to yourself. Can't say that after I've just dug into Morrigan's past. Yeah, I love her. What else do you want to know?
Nothing. I wish to know nothing more. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on.
I still got a +5 from Morrigan. It's good. We're on the good. You would have chosen number 1. I think my girl doesn't want to dwell on the fact that her mother's dead. I have a question. What were you doing in that cage?
Sitting, as you observed.
Straight to the point. Thank you, Sten. Thank you. That's not what I meant. Very funny.
Thank you.
You're impossible. Just tell me. Are you going to answer my question?
I did. Parshera. Was there anything else?
I don't know what that means. I wanted to discuss something you mentioned. Yes.
Speak then.
You said something earlier about mages.
We have no mages such as you do. We have beasts in the shape of men who perform tricks.
That's mages. Magic is more than tricks.
True. I suppose it is also horror and perversion.
True. Why have magic at all if it's so evil? Magic's not entirely evil, you know. Do you think that view is a little harsh? Magic's not entirely evil, you know.
As a fish stranded by the tide knows the air, or a drowning man knows the sea, so does a mage know magic.
What do fish have to do with this?
Arshera, are we going to fight the Darkspawn or chatter until they grow bored and leave?
I had another question.
Very well.
What do you mean your beasts are beasts? I gotta keep
I
talking about it.
misspoke. They are not beasts. Beasts learn eventually.
Well done. You Canari are remarkably closed-minded folk, aren't you? What's so terrible about magic?
Mages? Is there some reason you insist upon discussing this?
Yes, it's a subject of concern to me. I'm trying to figure you out.
I applaud your attempt to pursue knowledge, irritating as it may be.
Thanks. To be so difficult? Why? Thanks.
Can we move on?
No, I had another question.
Very well.
Mages aren't as dangerous as you say.
Clearly your chantry agrees.
Not all mages turn to blood magic. The chantry still thinks magic is useful.
As do the Kunari. We simply treat it as it deserves.
Where does all this venom come from?
Experience. My home has been under attack by the mage lords of Tevinter for all my lifetime. I have seen what magic is and what it does. There is no use talking of this. We should move on.
Oh, I got him to spill some beans.
Very well.
What did you mean about human wisdom?
Perhaps if humans sought wisdom beyond the walls of chantries, they might find it now and then.
And I suppose you think the Kunari have found wisdom? Actually, yes. What makes you think we haven't?
That question was a good indicator.
I walked straight into that one. I suppose you think the Kunari... What do you mean by that?
Wisdom is like breath. You need it, but no other can give you theirs.
I mean, we can share breath. So long as the other has breath to spare. How are you supposed to find it? There's no real point in talking to you about this. You need food, water, and shelter. Wisdom is optional. No, it's not. How are you supposed to find it?
It's everywhere. In every moment of eternity, there is a chance to find it. You have only to reach for it. There is little point in pursuing this. We should move on.
No, I had another question.
Very well.
There is some wisdom in a chant, you know.
Then someone should release it into the wild. It is in danger of dying out.
That's a good one. Were you saving that one up?
No, that just came to me now. Tell me, where is the wisdom in crying for a derelict god to save you?
The world needs help, and Maker isn't a derelict. What would you do?
My people have a tale. A great Ashkari during his travels came upon a village in the desert. There he found the houses crumbling. The earth so dry and dead that the people tied themselves to each other for fear a strong wind would carry the ground out from under their feet. Nothing grew there except the bitter memory of gardens. The Ashkari stopped the first man he saw and asked what happened here. Drought came, and the world changed from prosperity to ruin, the man told him.
Then what happened?
Change it back, the Ashkari replied. The villager became angry then, believing the Ashkari mocked him, for no one could simply change the world on a whim. To which the Ashkari answered, "Then change yourself. You make your own world."
Now that's wisdom. People don't make the world, Sten. Sometimes you need faith in a higher power to change. He does have a point.
Believe in whatever you like, absent creators or whimsical gods. Follow prophets or Ashkari or omens in the earth and sky. You will find wisdom only if you seek it. Arshera, we should move on.
I don't want to. I had another question.
Very well.
So what do you believe in?
When your people join us, you'll find out.
You think the Kunari are coming to convert us? Wait, what do you mean?
Our ships will come to these shores, and the Antam will bring this land to the Kyun. But it does no good to dwell on it. Arshera, we should move on.
Hang on, hang on, hang on. I had more questions.
Very well.
Okay, maybe I didn't have any
Then I
questions.
suggest we move on.
Well, let's go.
As you wish.
Whoa! I just got a plus 30 from Sten. Nice! Has begun to generally like you and respect your leadership. As you improve your relationship with party members, head back to camp to speak with them. They'll be much more willing to open up when they don't have to worry about death around every corner. And you'll need to talk to them more if you want to continue to improve your relationship. Sten is starting to like me.
You are not quite as callow as I thought. That is unexpected.
Thanks, I think. Callow. You thought I was callow?
You sound surprised. You must have heard this before. You'll get over it. Eventually.
Why did I let you out of that cage again? So will you tell me now why you were caged? Why did you come to Ferelden? Quoting earlier. Yes, what were you quoting earlier?
The Kyun. The path to wisdom. I am not surprised you don't recognize it.
And you have it memorized? Well, I'd know wisdom if I heard it. I'd know wisdom if I heard it. What is the Kyun exactly?
Ask a Tamasran. They know how to explain things to children. It is not for me to teach the Kyun.
I am not a child. Much. Why did you come to Ferelden? I want to discuss something you mentioned. Why did you come to Ferelden?
I was sent to be the eyes of the Antam. The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
Don't you have to report back then? What's an Arishok?
The one who commands the Antam, the body of the Kunari.
Why does he care about the Blight? So he's your king? Did you find the answer to his question? So he's your king. Why does he care about the Blight?
Why do you?
Good point. It could destroy the world? No, Ferelden is my home.
So if this blight were in Orlais, it could consume the land with impunity. Don't strain yourself pondering that. I do not know why the Arishok sent us. He commands and I go.
Did you find the answer to his question?
A portion of it.
What was the answer?
Were you not at Ostagar when the army was overwhelmed? That is your answer.
Fair point. Okay, do you not have to... Don't you have to report back?
Yes.
When are you going to do that?
Never. I cannot go home.
Well, you can stay with us.
Thank you. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
It's fine. I want to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak then.
Never mind, I
Then
don't.
suggest we move on.
Let's go.
As you wish.
And we just got a plus 60. Have we got a new skill? Moderate strength? Am I about to take Sten more than Alistair? Probably. Sten's warming up to us. The big guy's full friendly. You just gotta poke him a little bit more. Liliana.
Yes?
How you doing? I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
What would someone like you be doing in Lovering's Country?
What is meant by someone like me?
You just don't seem to belong in a cloister.
Did you think I was always a cloistered sister? The Chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
Affirmed?
We affirm our belief in the Maker, in Andraste and the Chant, but other than that, there are no vows taken.
So what about before that?
I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Hang on. She mentioned Orlais. Where the heck is the thing? Small plant to winter brewed for the very distant hotel and strong enough to fluster. No, small carved. Rose of Olay.
Oh, how dear of you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
I'm still wondering who the heck I give the pantalos to. We'll figure it out. Anyways, I'm gonna end it off here because we've only got like 5 minutes.